It's all been a lie. It's all been a lie. I'm here to spill the tea. Welcome to you, my name's Dale and this is Dale's Addiction. Today's video is about all the lies in terms of how I look, my figure, and all the tips and tricks that I use to make the best of the body that I have. And I guess these sorts of things, sometimes you might be tempted to keep to yourself because they're the reasons that you can, I guess, play with your dimensions and size and feel the best about yourself. And if you tell people, it's like disclosing the little bits of work that you had, right? Nobody wants to admit that kind of stuff. Look, I value you guys so much. So many people contact me on Instagram and, say that I'm looking great and implying that I've lost weight, and I haven't. I haven't lost weight. I am just getting better at choosing clothes and styling clothes for my body. And so rather than have you think that there's some optical illusions at play, which there are, right? But you can do it too. I wanted to share with you some of the things that I've learned over the past few years as I've been playing around with my clothes, shapes, silhouettes, and my style that I think might be worthwhile trying yourself. So first things first, I'm an hourglass. I've got an equal sized, like, shoulder measurement to my hip measurement and a smaller waist measurement. For me though, my waist sits very, very high, and so if I wear high-waisted pants, typically they don't look great on me because it means that there's only this much torso left. It's just all boobs and it's not a good look. I don't appreciate looking like Humpty Dumpty on the wall. So for me, a mid-waisted pant is best. Some of the things that I have figured out that I like about my body, I want to accentuate. And regardless of what body shape you are, it's really good to have a think about these things. So the reason I'm going to tell you these things now is so that you can understand how I put things together to make them, I guess, to make the best silhouette and to highlight the things I want to highlight about myself, and to kind of, disguise the things that I'm not so confident about or maybe even hate, right? I don't want to get caught up in a lot of the negative self-talk that happens, particularly for us ladies, and I know men suffer from it too. So I know this is not gender-centric, but I do know that it's a big part of how most of us grow up. So a couple of things. I've got pretty little wrists, right? Not pretty, but they're smallish. So my hands and my wrists, I really like to, and not something that I thought about, I guess, but I think I like to show them. And you will notice from a lot of my outfits of the day, I'm going to move over to the side so I can pop them in. You will often see me wearing like a 3/4 sleeve. You'll often see my blazers folded up so that my wrists are exposed. You will often see like a scrunch in a jumper or sweater, depending on what you call it where you're from. These are little things that I do to show the smaller parts of me. You'll also notice that most of my pants are cropped, so the visibility of my ankle, to have that little tiniest bit of your leg, typically it's not your calf or your thigh in my case, but the smallest part of my leg, I always have it showing. So you will often see my pants cropped at a point where you will see ankle, and I'll wear a pump, a sneaker, a sandal, even boots. I have my jeans cropped above my boot, so sometimes you can see a little bit of skin between the top of the boot and the jean. These are things that actually make a huge difference to where the eye is drawn, and hence your proportions. The other things that I think are all right is, my décolletage. I'm pretty busty, so I don't want to be revealing everything, but I don't mind like having, skin showing here. And so what I tend to do is go for like scoop neck or V-neck tops where I can control how low they sit based on buttons and sometimes zips or little hook and eyes. And that gives me the flexibility to be able to decide, well, how much shape do I want to give here to kind of bring light upon my face. So that's another thing that I do. I have actually bought pants that weren't cropped and had them tailored to be cropped because I know that this shape is something that just makes me feel good. In fact, the purple jeans in this photo here, they were a wide leg, full length jean. I had them taken to the tailor, I had them cut to a crop and a tapered leg. And so on that basis, because they fit me really nice and flat around the tummy, so I don't have a flat tummy, but I don't have like an apple tummy. But I can't have pleats across my waist because they just do nothing for me. Any kind of pleated trouser, nothing for me whatsoever. I don't have a small enough waist and the pleats tend to just add bulk. So a flat fronted pant is another tip that I would give you. If you can get the pants to fit well around your waist and bum, you can do anything with the legs that you want as long as you've got a good tailor. So there's another tip. Figure out what length of pant suits you. I've recently started playing with palazzo jeans and I've got some mod shots here of me playing today. Now, wearing a full-length pant is not something that I typically did, but I started experimenting with it when I was on holiday last year with linen pants because I wanted to have some more conservative pieces in Dubai and when I was going into kind of churches and things in Italy. And what I found was that they had to be long, and so palazzo actually works well for me. So it's finding the right waist height in a palazzo jean. For my body shape, it'll be the same for you. Do you need a low-waisted, a mid-waisted or a high-waisted jean so that you can make your leg like 2/3 of your body instead of looking like you're wearing a pair of your dad's jeans, right? It's not a good look. The other thing I've recently bought is a pair of leopard print palazzo pants, and the thing that sold me about these was the length of the pant but also how they sit on my waist. They're the perfect waist measurement. And so much so that I spent quite a pretty penny on those pants. You can see them in my mod shot over here. I recently did a post on a style group that I'm a part of where I shared a lot of the things that I've started to do in terms of putting my outfits together. And I thought they might be worthwhile sharing them with you. A lot of my actual style uniforms are things that you will see me wearing over and over again, particularly if you follow me on Instagram. I've typically got a uniform. If it's pants, it'll typically be pants with a similar shade shoe or a neutral shoe, cropped at the ankle, with either a matching top to the pants or a matching top to the blazer. And the blazer is typically a long line blazer with the sleeves scrunched. That's typically one kind of outfit uniform that I will wear. Now, there's a few key components to that outfit. Matching, especially if you're wearing a coloured pant and you're not a big fan of your legs and your bum, if you're wearing a coloured pant, match the shoe, it gives you length. So for me, I wear a cropped pant and a matching shoe. It still gives me the illusion of length, but it also shows you that little bit of ankle. That is one great trick. A long line blazer gives a sense of being a little oversized, like there's a little person inside of there, when actually there's a bigger person inside. And matching the colour of your top to your pants just creates a slim line down the middle. So the blazer creates, see how mine is like here? There's like just a slither of fabric coming through. That's where you want your blazer. If your blazers are sitting out here like this, you can automatically see how much wider it makes me look. So you'll often see me wearing a long line blazer, but I'll buy it in bigger sizes just so that I can get it to have this much kind of fabric. Matching the top to the blazer means the legs have a look and the top looks more streamlined, or as I said before, matching the top to the pants gives me like a thin silhouette through the middle and then a feature look on the outside. And so all of those things give the illusion of being smaller than what I am. It puts things into proportion. Now, how do I put handbags into this? Let me show you an example of bags that work with an outfit. Any kind of bags in my wardrobe, now that I've had my colours done, really tend to work with my outfits. But then I throw on a smaller bag and it's all out of proportion because these palazzo jeans are wide-legged. The jacket is actually a men's jacket and it's oversized, and I put this little bag on. Doesn't really look as good as the bigger bags. So another thing is thinking about your proportions and playing with those to make sure that you're not making yourself look like a giant when you're not. Or if you are, and you don't want to look like one, there are some tips to keep you in proportion. You see this a lot with, say, the Olsen twins, where they wear these really big bags. I mean, they're tiny little women anyway, but these oversized clothes and really big bags makes them look even smaller. Now, you'll also notice for me that in my dresses, I follow the same kind of look. I don't mind my legs, but I like to wear heels or slides that are complementary to the dress. The dresses are typically a mini above the knee, no shorter for me, or a midi dress. I do struggle in the long line dresses because I find they accentuate my hips. There's just too much fabric floating around for me. I don't feel good in maxi dresses. I like a midi or a mini. The other thing you'll find is that they typically have a self-tie waist. Because my waist is very high, I usually have to move the belt placement up higher, sometimes about that much higher than where it's placed on the actual piece. And you'll see that I don't wear a lot of belts for that exact reason, because on pants they're not in a spot where they're actually very complementary to my shape, unless I'm wearing really high-waisted pants, and then, as I've said to you before, I don't like those because the top of me only looks like this big. Those self-tie belts on the dresses, I can pull them up a bit and put them on my natural waist, and so then I create a smaller waist, but I don't add any additional areas of interest because it's in the same fabric as the dress. Again, I'll have sleeves. I'm not a big fan of wearing sleeveless things or having my upper arms out. They're just not the best part of my body. So that I can scrunch the sleeves and have them kind of shorter in the summertime or longer in winter. I also find dresses with sleeves transition better through the seasons. Given that we have a pretty mild winter here, those dresses can be worn with knee-high boots, ankle boots, a trench over the top. In summer they can be worn with pumps and sandals and the sleeves scrunched up. So really transitional pieces. A couple of little tips and tricks I wanted to share with you. These are not affiliate codes. I'm just going to link them because they're things that I've bought that help me. The first one is your sleeve keepers. So if you don't want to fold your sleeves, you can use these to hold your sleeves up, and I use these on the regular. This pack of 3 I bought from Amazon in gold and silver and black, so you just pick the one that's going to contrast least with your outfit. So for this jacket I would wear the silver ones, and I'm just going to unfold the sleeve and show you how it works. So you pop the sleeve keeper on. Now for me, I like a scrunched look, so I'm just going to scrunch it up and fold it over, and you can see there, even though I've got the blouse kind of hanging out, you can see there that that gives it a different look than the folded sleeve. Let me just take a selfie of that so I can show you. So it really depends on the kind of vibe that you're creating. Are you going for a more casual undone vibe like I typically do, and in which case you would scrunch, or are you going for a more polished vibe where you might cuff it? The other one is the basic band. Now this one I saw on Instagram by some other social media lovers, and this is a great one for those transseasonal styles that you're putting together. Basically, you pop this around your waist or around your middle, wherever you want, under your clothes, and then you tuck your clothes up under it instead of down into your pants or skirt. So if you're wearing some of these slimlined skirts, and I think I've got some pictures here where I'm wearing an oversized shirt and I've done that, so it looks like it's tucked into my pants, but it's actually tucked up underneath the band. What that does is it reduces a lot of the bulk. So if you want a nice slim, flat, tailored look around your tummy and bum, you don't want the bulges of additional fabric from oversized shirts or big chunky knits, then you use this basic band to kind of tuck it up underneath, so it looks like it's tucked in, but it's actually tucked up. That way you get to accentuate a smaller waist. You get all of the volume of the oversized jumper or shirt. And it's comfortable and you can wear it all day, and I do. I actually use this one when I wear a chunky knit over a dress. So I think I've got a picture I'll pop here. I'm wearing a chunky knit. I've got this on over the top of the dress, and then I've tucked the knit up into this, and it makes the dress look like a skirt. So you can get a little bit more out of your wardrobe by just buying a few basic little tools to help you out. So look, I'm on a journey. I'm always learning, and I am happy to share it with you. It is nice when people comment and say, oh, you're looking healthy, implying that I've lost weight. I do think that's a little bit of can be a little problematic thing to be commenting on each other's bodies and weight and those sorts of things, especially if you haven't. You're just like, oh, I must have got my angles right today, or I must have got my proportions right today. But you know, in some ways it does give me feedback to say, well, I'm doing the right thing. I'm dressing myself well. And so I wanted to share that with you, because if you're finding it tough to feel good day to day, there's little things that can make a big difference for you. Think about the line of your body, how to make your legs look nice and long to create balance between the top and the bottom and the sides. Remember this little strip. The tricks around matching your shoes to your trousers, showing your little ankles off. If you're not a big fan of the rest of yourself, think about buying things oversized. Try men's blazers if they work better. And get your colour palette capsulized. So what do I mean by that? I mean, refine the colours in your wardrobe to make sure that they all go with you. And if you want to do a colour course, do that. I did, loved it. If you don't want to do a colour course, it's important, as you can see from this series of pictures, that nearly every bag that I try with this outfit works in terms of what colour I could choose. I think that the goal is for your whole wardrobe to go with each other, so that you've got choices. With just a few different colours, you can do so much. I hope this was helpful. These videos are ones that I enjoy making. I like to share what I've learned, what I'm still learning, and if you've got any tips and tricks that you think that I could pick up on, please let me know in the comments below, and check out the comments if you're a viewer of this video, because there will be a treasure trove of tips and tricks, I'm sure. This community is full of fashionistas, people who love our handbags and our fashion and integrating them into our style. So thank you in advance for your contributions to the comments. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I'd love to see you back for the next one. Until then, ciao.